This is episode 304. Some kind of.
Oh, wait, no.
Alex is supposed to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm supposed to do it.
What
our
episode
title?
is this, Alex?
This is episode 304. Some sort of mic name.
That's right. I was typing something and then immediately forgot to follow up, but it's the tone control. And we're talking with Alex from Coppersound about the new Foxcatcher V2. We're giving away pedals. We're listening to Riffs. It's a good one.
I can't take you to the episode any better than that, Derek.
Yeah. All right, that's it. All right.
How's it going? Alex is here, everybody. Hi, Alex.
Hi, Alex.
Hey.
Cut right to the chase. Welcome to episode 304 of the Tone Control. We're glad you're here.
Well, I'm happy to be here too. This is like a crash landing technical difficulties episode for me. Beyond, because man, it was bad. And now that I'm actually in a new space too, you guys can't even see with the camera difficulties. Yeah. I think I had like 6 dongle connections from C to B to D sub to whatever thing. At one point, I think it was going to a vitamin bottle. I don't know. Yep. It was. I feel like everything in this shop can go from a big cable down to C, but I don't have anything to go from like C up to USB in here.
Oh,
like, I don't know.
The other way.
Yeah. Got it. Yeah.
I know. I got a new laptop a little bit ago, and I have this USB-C like dongle thing with a bunch of ports on it. And like, actually, it's better off on podcast night to not use this. So I'm just in this weird combination of like external hardware connected to my computer that I change all the time now. So anyway, how do we want to do this? Because I have things I got to update. All right, let me just shoehorn in like a quick life update for everybody, and then we can do podcast stuff. So, as you probably heard, my youngest son Lucas was born a month early. We talked about that. We took time off the podcast and stuff. He was home for I don't even know how long, and then just today, this morning, got discharged from the hospital after 11 more days. So we born early, NICU for 10 days, came home for a little while, and then went back to the hospital for 10 days because for many crazy things. We brought him in because he was appeared to be having some kind of breathing thing going on. He was having some chest retractions, which they told us to look out for. So we go, bring him in. And then while he's there, they discovered this other problem. And so that's actually the thing that kept him there for so long. So now we are home, and the issue was he was having a problem with, a pretty severe problem with acid reflux, which was causing him to bear down really hard to stop it from happening, which in turn lowered his heart rate and blood pressure pretty significantly to the point of it being a pretty big problem for a newborn baby who's already a month early. So anyway, they had to monitor him for a long time, hoping for increasingly long windows of event-free time periods. So we went from 24 to 48 up to 72 hours. And then he kept having these little kind of episodes every day and a half or so and was resetting the clock. And when you're already starting back at 72 hours, it just adds up so quickly. But anyway, he's good. We're home. Finally. I feel like, and it's podcast night. So it's the most kind of regular normal day I'm supposed to have. But now it's oh shit, my baby's back here. And now I got to do all this baby stuff again. Because I don't know, I took 10 days off. So,
right.
But anyway, we're good. So that's the quick update, I guess. I just keep it super high level. I've been chatting about it in Discord. So I'm sure a few people have seen this already. But yeah, we're good. We're good now.
Yeah.
What a crazy time.
Yeah, and I don't have nothing interesting happened to me. I don't pass
Justin does
out
not
when
lead
I
an
poop
interesting
or
life.
anything.
Yeah.
So
we can, and over to you, Alex. So you
Alex, do you pass out when you poop? Give us the deets.
So yeah, he was Lucas was having a vasovagal reaction, which is like bearing down, and it causes you to black out and stuff. And so if you've ever stood up too quickly and almost passed out, that's the exact same thing that was going on. Anyway, Alex, you said you got a new space? I want to hear about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you guys can see it in none of its glory right now with the
You don't have any pictures
setup,
on your website, do you?
No, not yet. A lot of our videos that we've been doing with me in it have been taking place at my new bench. We're like 95+% of the way moved up here with like our stuff. The thing is, like, we're still building things. We're still figuring out the flow, the feng shui. Like the last 5% is like longer than the first 95% of like how the space is going to be, learning us in the space, where stuff's going to occupy.
Yeah.
All that type of stuff, monitors, like computers, shipping stuff. Like, it's been a constant battle of like working on infrastructure while working on new stuff while doing day to day, and then like, you know, holiday stuff coming up. And we filmed today. Monday's been our film day. But yeah, it's been kind of crazy to like the last like 5% is just like it feels like a snail's pace because like there's a lot of like minutia to do for like infrastructure, and like, man, that like it like eats away at our day. But we're getting there. I'm trying to work next on my setup for like podcasting and stuff like this, like better camera, that type of stuff, a better interface. I just got a new computer finally, like with some big boy RAM and stuff in there. So, which means now I got to get Fusion on there. I got to get Eagle on there. I got to get all of my other stuff that was on my last computer. I got it onto a hard drive and it's cloud backup. So, you know, the whole rigmarole of that.
Oh yeah, I know. I literally went through the same thing like a month ago, just like a little bit earlier than this. So yeah, I fully get it. Do you know Fusion? Can you teach me Fusion? Because I want to learn Fusion.
Right now I have the Fusion suite, but I use it primarily for Eagle, for PCB.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not using it for like, that's the only CAD I'm using. I do want to know more like in like the Fusion, like the 360 stuff, like the CAD stuff for like designing, especially for like 3D printing. For sure. All that type of stuff.
Yep. Do I hear your printer running in the background?
I was going to comment on that too.
Yeah. We've got we got two going on right now. We got Leonardo and Donatello both banging out stuff.
Nice. Mine are called Righty Tighty and Lefty Loosey.
You know, Jordan here, he did not grow up with them, and for some reason he has a mental block, and he told me the other day, I have to look up every single time which one is which. And I color-coded them blue and purple.
But that doesn't help him because he doesn't have the reference.
It doesn't matter,
He does not have the reference, even though he designed a booth in 2019 around the colors for our NAMM booth for Ninja Turtles. So it's just funny.
Yeah. Nice, man. That's great to hear. I'm excited that there's like things moving and shaking. So the only thing on the show notes and the agenda tonight is to talk to you and to demo Foxcatcher V2. And I don't know if you heard, but we're going to subject you to a bunch of police riffs written by our community to do our giveaway.
Riffs that sound like the band Police.
Yeah,
not police riffs necessarily. Anyway, you get the point.
So for the uninformed, you can come into our Discord and find a drum loop and stuff, and we do giveaways in our giveaway channel. And today we're gonna pick some winners and stuff, I guess, right? What are we doing? No, we got to put it up for a vote.
Well, the vote we draw randomly. We draw randomly from the people who submitted riffs, and then we do a vote. So the people's favorite will get some like fucking coasters and stickers and shit.
Yeah.
Do we have coasters? No, beer koozies. I think I still have some beer koozies. You'll get a beer koozie and a sticker, and maybe some pics if I have some. Yeah. Coasters. And then, have coasters, maybe? I don't know.
I made this Chopper coaster when I was working on Chopper. Look at this guy.
Nice.
War criminal. Anyway.
So what do you want to do? Anyway, should we do that first and then?
I want to do the riffs. So the thing is, I have not heard any of these riffs.
Yeah.
Which is great. I love doing this. And yeah, we just do a random drawing for the big prize, which this time is going to be the Walrus Audio Fundamentals Series Chorus.
Right on.
Nice.
Have we announced that in Discord, or do you just say it to me? Okay, good.
We dropped it in Discord, yeah. So I know it took us forever to actually share that detail, and I'm sorry about that. but
we were pretty sure it was going to be chorus.
Yeah, but it's the Walrus Audio Fundamentals, which is cool. Sounds great. It's got cool sliders instead of knobs. So there, yes, I have 7 riffs here. I have labeled them correctly with the person's Discord name this time, so I don't think I'm going to fuck that up. And I think this is probably the best that we've done. I listened to bits of most of them to make sure the volume was all in the right basic zone. So if you're okay with it, I'm going to start at the top. And I do have little bits of info. So let's see. Okay, yeah.
Stephen Poole. I actually don't know which
Stephen,
one it is.
yeah.
Stephen said, oh gosh, he wrote a lot. Hold on, wait, I have to expand the cell in my Excel spreadsheet. Holy shit. Okay, signal chain, Duesenberg, Double Cat, Strymon Deco, UA amp plugins, Ruby, which is a AC, and the Woodrow Tweed, both double tracked. Okay, all right, here we go. This one is from Stephen Poole.
Okay. Oh.
Right? The stylish little flourish at the beginning before the drums come in, right? Okay.
That is very cool. Very great. I love it.
Very great. All right. So next up, you can call me Alric. So I rightly assumed that was Eric. Eric says Telecaster, duh, into the Stomp using Dynacomp, Electric Mistress, and a tape delay. Dual setup of a JC120 and a Plexi. I also bleached my hair. Okay, which one was Eric? Here we go.
Damn. That's a Dynacomp. Oh, yeah. The dotted eighth right there. Very nice. Good. Eric has an understanding about the police that I just can't achieve. So I was pretty confident his submission was going to be really cool. And, I was confirmed.
Confirmed. All right, next on the list, Shoop, who told me Fender Strat, Keeley compressor, Diamond Quantum Leap, flanger setting, cool. A Boss IR2 tweed setting, and a TC Flashback Mini, which is set to be like a DM2 in the effects loop. In the effects loop, of course. All right. So who did I say that was? That was Shoop. All right, here we go. Shoop.
Bass 2. Yep. Everyone has thoroughly understood the assignment, which I just really love. That's so cool. I've said this every time, but I really like hearing people's interpretations of the challenge.
Mm-hmm. Right. Giving them nothing to go on. Basically, whatever.
Here, use
whole catalog
this,
of music.
Yeah.
Okay, Mike Overdrive. What did you write for your name here, bud? Oh, Mike Overdrive or some sort of Mike name. Just in case he changed it, I guess. Novo into a JC120 Tonex with the Walrus Julia chorus. and a touch of UA tape echo. All right. Here we go, Mike. Where are you on my button? Here we are.
That's a good sound. Nice.
Very good.
Good work, Mike.
They're making it tough.
Okay. Well, that's the beauty of the model is like we don't have to pick this winner. You know, like it's a random drawing of entries, so makes it easy to win.
Yeah,
they're making it easy.
You're making it so easy. Tough. Who gets a guitar pick with the tone control written on it? That was Mike.
You did Mike's, yeah.
Alex Schroyer. DIY baritone direct into a 2i2, the Scarlett 2i2 and GarageBand direct in. How did all these buttons get in the wrong order? Okay, here we go.
What? Awesome, dude. Like,
oh
man. It's just so fun how different everyone's are from each other. And then I go into the next one with the previous one kind of stuck in my head a little bit. And then it gets completely fucking disrupted. Anyway, yeah. Nice. Good job, Alex.
Okay. Two more. Darth Amory. Sorry, I don't know why I can't say your name, man. Darth Amory?
Yeah, like
Is
the
that
Amory
how you
Wars.
say it? Amory? Okay, great. Well, you know what it fucking was.
Yeah. You're fucking welcome, Justin.
I'm just some old guy. Okay. PRS SE Custom 2007 DiMarzio Tone Zone and Air Norton pickups. 2 parts separately played through Archetype Pliny X, running inside Ableton Live. Okay.
I think I have plenty. Anyway, do it.
All right, here we go.
Also a good sound. Excellent.
See,
look at all that reverb. Oh,
it just keeps going.
Gorgeous. Gorgeous.
Yes, and they don't all have to have chorus on them, do they?
No.
Is what we start to learn. Okay, Rabbi Bob, last one. Sumner Gordon, aka
Gordon Sumner, yeah.
Sumner Gordon, aka Sting. Okay, I think I spent more time splicing the drums than playing the guitar and bass tracks. What did you do to the drums? All right, hold up. Here we go. Rabbi Bob.
Oh, man.
Put a beat drop in my thing.
See, he's got the bass doing like the lead a little bit.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. Great job, everybody.
So cool. Excellent work, everyone. Thanks for doing all that work. I'm so thrilled to like hear everybody's interpretations of the challenge and of the police and all that stuff. So
yeah, wonderful. Do you want to roll it right now?
Yeah, let's roll it right now.
I need a D7 basically. What are you going to do about that, Derek?
I don't have anything handy. Sorry.
Okay.
I just have a D20, but
we need a random number generator to pull 1 through 7.
All right. Random number between 1 and 7.
Yep.
Here we go. The winner is number 2.
Number 2 is You Can Call Me Alric.
Oh, what a lucky motherfucker. Well done, Eric. Congratulations on your win.
Is he here right now? I can't tell.
He's here,
because everybody's names are different. All right.
Yeah, he's here as I don't even like guitars.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there we go. He doesn't even like
Awesome.
guitar.
We will, congrats. We will connect and get that sent straight to you.
Yeah, and then my next move in the giveaway channel is I'm going to post all these. I'm going to put numbers on them, I guess, to anonymize them a little bit, really just to make it easier. Pick your fave, and I'll send out some like a swag pack to.
Can we hear Eric's again as the winner?
We can. It is this one.
Good. So compressed. Love it.
Yeah, very cool. Great job.
Thanks, everybody, for another awesome round of giveaways, and we'll be in touch, I guess. We'll figure out the next time.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And in other news,
Derek's
had a Foxcatcher V2 for a minute to mess around with.
Hit me with a sound, Justin,
right.
and we can pivot over.
Okay, random stinger.
So I'm here with my Foxcatcher V2, tuning my guitar, and there we are. And Alex, what is the best method for this conversation? Should we just hand it over and say, "Tell me about the Foxcatcher V2," or what? What are you feeling?
I've done a few podcasts where I kind of do the whole origin of it, and I feel if you guys are fine with just kind of Q&A back and forth, any thought that you think of, and there's going to be stuff that's going to overlap with other stuff, that's fine, but you guys are both somewhat actually pretty intimately knowledgeable about the stuff that I've done over the years, so I just figured back and forth would be good instead of me talking for 10, 15. I might get into something,
gotcha.
But
so actually here, let me switch my camera. We can look at it here. And this is how I'm set up today. It's fine. It'll look better someday, I'm sure. So, Foxcatcher V2, here we are in the small box, which is great.
Small box,
jacks,
big knob.
Big knob. Mm-hmm. Everything you need and nothing you don't. And that's my bypass tone into some kind of deluxe thing. And it sounds fucking righteous. So, I have a question about starting a V2 for a pedal. How do you begin? Where do you start with we want to make this pedal into something else, or there's a list of demands people want, or what you know what I mean? There's a list of things that people have asked for, or
how do you get that feedback?
It just
usually people make a list. They elastic band it to a brick.
And send it right
no, actually, that is a good question, because it actually more so is from, I guess, feedback and demand based than it is us originally wanting to do it, I think.
Interesting. The people said make it so, and you were like, okay.
Yeah. We had just been accruing like feedback over the years because this Foxcatcher had been out 9 years. You guys were.
Oh my God! Don't say that.
I know. I can't. It hurts. It hurts.
Wow.
But
okay.
Anyway, like we had the form factor with the big ass knob and like, the standard 125B entering that space of the world, of the pedal world. We had that form factor like 3 years ago. When we were just kind of sitting on it for a bit because we had other things in the works that we were putting our time to, because I think it was around 2022 that we were getting that form factor. I had laid it out with like the big knob, the two little knobs. I really wanted toggles, so I hit them to the left and right of the big knob, and they're lower profile, so you can't step on them. So I was really happy.
I didn't even notice that. Great point.
Yeah, so we were really happy with the form factor, and it was 2022 that we started that form factor that we affectionately are calling the Solo series, since the 2-foot switch guy we called the Duet series.
The Duet, yeah, nice.
Yep, so this is just the Solo. So it's funny, this is probably the first time I'm actually realizing it. It was 2022 that I think I had my first like eagle drawing with something that would be in this form factor. Then September 2022 hit. That's when we launched the DIY and everything went haywire. DIY wise, if you will. So that thing, like the DIY beast was kind of taking over our time and focus and whatnot. So that's why that kind of just stood still. Now, weirdly enough, like I've put like 3, 4, even 5 pedals into this box and form factor over the last couple years. And we'd been going back and forth with different effects, what we wanted to put out, what we had that was like original, what we had that was maybe a spin on or a take on something or an expansion of something. We were working really hard on like the form factor was finished. We were working really hard on like the color palette because like all of our duets were like a high gloss, like transparency finish. All of our minis are like a sparkle finish and that type of stuff. Yep. So we originally actually for the Solo series, and it still may end up being this way, had like a matte finish where like the graphics were going to have colors in it, not just be monochrome. But we were working on like a ton of different things. We had put them in there. Like I had prototypes, final prototypes of all different types of stuff. And then we were working on Foxcatcher in this form factor. Jordan and I had been going back and forth for like year plus on like color swatches that had already been picked out, but it was names we weren't loving. It was art that wasn't like vibing with us. He's got a thing, he's a graphic designer, so he's like, there's just something about this that isn't hitting me right. And then you move one line and you go, oh baby, it's just, that's what it's, that's literally what it's like.
That's
for
how
a
it goes.
graphic designer. Yeah. So we just weren't vibing with names. We weren't vibing with colors. We had got sample after sample, different thing after different thing. The guts were essentially done. Like my part was done from an internal point of view. And it was maybe in like May. No, maybe like April or May, actually. We were talking about it. We had like an impromptu meeting, and it was just all of us kind of in this new space that we were working on since we've been in here since about March. So a couple months into it, we were talking like, essentially the conversation got to a point of like, what if the Solo Foxcatcher is just called Foxcatcher? And
yeah, like, so was this going to be a different product entirely? Like separate from the Foxcatcher original?
So Jordan and I always put our creativity brain on, and we were going to have versions of a lot of our stuff in this form factor with a different name that has an homage in a color, an homage in like the art, just trying to be super creative with it, which is somewhere that we like to live, like a space we like to live. But then we also the more we talked about it, we realized like, Foxcatcher actually has a name for itself, which in the overdrive world is kind of impressive for how many are out there, which is nice.
I was just going to say, I heard the other day, what good are laurels if you don't rest on them sometimes, right? And it's not that that's what's happening here, but it's like, it's interesting to hear that it was maybe going to be something else that were you intending it to be like, from, how do I put this? Like spun as like
family
from
member.
The origins of the Foxcatcher, it's this new thing.
Kind of, yeah. And going on that, it's like, Foxcatcher has its finish figured out. It's got the knob relationship with the knobs figured out, which obviously we're just keeping the metal knobs with it. So It has its finish, it has its art, it has all the stuff going for it. It has the name, it has the SEO. People know it by name. If we were to put it out under a new name, the very first thing would be derived from the classic Foxcatcher. Yeah. It's dude, we've done all this work for 9 years. We could just do it this. The only thing we changed, the only thing we changed was the knife art on the V2 has a second keychain holder thing, whereas the V1 only has one. But we're we've done all the work. So
that's how you can tell everybody.
Yeah, that's how you can tell.
Not that it's a different box entirely.
Yeah. That's the only way to tell. I can't,
it's the only way.
Me, Derek.
Yeah.
So that's kind of nice. The long version of people were asking, but actually go to your original point, Derek. People were like, hey, I want this Foxcatcher because I love it, but I want just the gain side of the Fox and
without
maybe
a boost.
maybe some more drive on tap. And those are the two main things that we went after. And
behold, we have it now. So I've been really enjoying, like I do with many pedals, just seeing the huge range of things that it can achieve. With that higher gain range, it's giving me a little bit of that high shred room feel from Bondi, a little bit the sick ass high shred room. It's obviously a different thing, but it feels a little more untapped in that way, which is fun. And then, so tell me about the EQ stuff here on the right side.
Sure. So with the V1, we had a tone and we had a nature control, but both of those only were low-pass filters, different styles. So you could attenuate the highs in two different ways, kind of in your EQ curve, right? Tone was traditional, and nature was kind of like a presence, or a anti-presence, if you will, which is fine. But a buddy of ours who tests pedals in New York for almost every company you can think of was there's no way to control the low end. It'd be cool if I could actually attenuate the low end because my guitar lives in the mids and highs. And we're well, that's very true. You don't see that when people give you tone controls. It's always low pass filter, right? So we essentially took the tone knob and nature from the V1 and kind of mashed them together to have a more extended range to try to simulate the two making into one. And then the shape toggle is just an EQ shelf. It's a high pass filter. So
okay.
It's going to be essentially bass is boosted, neutral, or cut. We thought that was a nice user interface for people to think of oh yeah, plus, equal, or minus, just up, middle, or down. So that's what we kept. You can get the classic low end that's going to come from the original Foxcatcher circuit, but you can also now tame some of that because you can never get rid of the low end on the V1.
Right. Yeah.
So here we are on the lowest gain setting with the flat EQ. And I've really been enjoying the bass boost. I think it sounds great.
Are those before the drive stage?
The EQ, the shape toggle is after the tone, before the last FET stage, or before the output FET stage. So it's actually not it's not an input control adjusted now.
Not a pre-filter. No. It's post.
Right.
Yeah, got it.
Yep, it's
cool.
Post.
Okay. So you can get some cool kind of really trebly sounds. If that's your thing.
You really notice it when you go from the cut to the boost.
Yeah.
Yes. There we go. I keep overshooting it. Back to the flat. Awesome. And then on the right, on the left, we've got gain levels. And are these, what's going on with these? Like, is it just more like good, better, best, like more, even more, the most? Like, how do you determine the ranges for something like that?
So, as what we were saying, like, people wanted more gain from the original Foxcatcher, and Bluesbreaker is a low gain pedal. And I didn't want to do like a boost at the front end or another gain stage at the front because I don't generally like how that hits stuff. It feels a bit too digital to my ear. So what this is doing, in the down position, you'll get the least amount of drive, and that's going to be classic Fox V1 low gain stuff. And then you're going to get a medium and like a high, and those are both dealing with the second gain stage. And because it's doing it in the second gain stage where the diodes are in the inverting op amp loop, you're getting more gain and you're getting actually more compression. So you're getting better sustain on the tails of stuff. So you'll get like a low, medium, high there, which is nice. And that kind of, scratched the itch of people that wanted like a Foxcatcher sound, which has a very good like neutral EQ. I always go on a rant. I don't know why people call like the Centaur transparent, because it's not. It's a mid-pushed pedal. But the Bluesbreaker is actually more of it's not a mid-pushed pedal at all. And it's not scooped like a muff.
Yeah, you're all stupid.
You hear it?
Now you know.
Yep. Alex said you're all idiots.
This just in. Everybody's an idiot, and especially Eric.
Oh, yikes.
Love that. Amazing. Wow.
He's here right now, I think, in the chat, right? And he has like a custom pedal on order with me, so I should really ham it up.
Awesome.
Order canceled.
Yeah. So, okay, let's we just did some low gain. I'll jump up. So the low, is that the original range of V1?
Yes. Yep, that's the original range.
And so we're going up even more, even into the medium gain setting here is higher than the original Foxcatcher.
Yep.
Okay. Get a little weird here, right? Thick. Awesome. Hope everybody's enjoying my guitar playing for the first time in probably 45 days. But anyway, this is cool. So there's a thing that's going on with this. It must be the relationship to the compression that you were mentioning. That it changes the feel under the pick, and I think like compression is the thing that I think probably is doing most of that work when I say that, of like how a pedal feels or how a guitar setup feels under the right hand. Yeah. Is like something I don't know. That's one of the things I look for when I'm making a sound. And it has like a good curve as far as like how sensitive and how compressed and how much headroom and stuff. As the gain increases, it kind of follows in suit.
How non-linear it is. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's Eric says he would share a photo of his settings, but he just threw it away. So bummer, everybody.
Eric was pointing out that you can kind of leave the knobs in the same place and adjust settings on those switches.
Totally.
And it works out really well. So we're switching all around between whether Eric's forgived you and he's okay with it, and he's asking just normal questions and praising the pedal, or whether he's throwing it right in the trash. It's like Schrodinger's trash pedal, I guess.
He kind of nailed it though. Like, you could leave everything at noon and just mess with the toggles, and you're going to get like the best experience in like EQ and gain range. Funnily enough, like, you think toggle switches are kind of like your minutia set, and then you're going to really change with the knobs, which you actually may like find a toggle switch setting that you really like, leave it, and then fine tune with everything.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you've seen, like, I'm leaving these at noon for the most part here. Yeah. And like, so much just right there,
Weirdly, it feels like the toggles are like the business end of this pedal.
In a way, yeah.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Yeah.
It's probably because it's the newest features. The other three things, like, we see that in all the stuff. Volume, tone, drive. You ain't impressing anybody. But then,
yeah, because I was with the bass thing. I think is the big deal for me because we all expect how a tone knob is going to work. But now that sounds like throaty and like kind of really. It can still cut even though it's got not a lot in the high end. Yeah.
That's pretty soft. That's a pretty soft slope on the tone.
Yeah. One of the things I liked a lot about the Foxcatcher V1 was that the range on basically every knob seemed to be really dialed into the spot that like it's going to do the best work. It's not just like how much range can we put on a knob, but it's like this is the spot that Coppersound has decided is like the correct range to tune this pedal into, and I think that carries through here as well. So
it was important on like that shape thing to not cut too much bass, but it's weird to be dramatic but also not overdo it, because like you said, like sometimes it's nice when it feels like the company dialed in something for you instead of it's just like, look at this tone knob, it goes 10 times more than any other thing, and you're like, yeah, but I'm only going to use 1/10 of that, and you're like, okay,
and that means like to find that 1/10 is really tough to dial in on the face of the knob, just, like the pie wedge that you are trying to nail is even smaller.
The biggest thing for us was to expand upon the V1. We wanted to keep the essence of the V1 and you still be able to achieve those sounds and not go, yeah, the V2 is a completely different beast. It's nothing like the V1. We still wanted to like get V1 sounds.
Mm-hmm.
Right, because if you're not someone who needs a baked-in boost with the Gravity Bomb, or you already have another boost you're using or something like that, this can be a different use case then.
Mm-hmm.
Just turn back up here to standard. Tell me about the foot switch, because I have a hard time explaining this, but like the foot switch feels very different.
I'm waiting for Justin to be like, you step on it, stupid.
It just feels so different than like every other foot switch in my collection, including other Coppersound pedals. Yeah.
You mentioned in the thing, it says something about it too, right? This is a smart bypass technology. It's in caps. It's in caps here.
You have to yell it. Yeah, you're right. Like the closest, so those switches we found in 2019, there was this company from Italy that was at the NAMM show, and they gave us like a care package of stuff, and we felt the switches, and they were really cool, and they looked unique. Like we've never seen them before. To my knowledge,
they've got this little like flange detail on the top. It's interesting.
At the top of the plunger, like there's that flange there. I've only known 2 companies out there to use their products on the foot switches, and now we're a third one. But the foot switch itself, I guess for the listener, if you've ever stepped on a way huge pedal, it kind of has that feel to it, where it has that kind of like do, right? Where it's got almost feels like it's a military piece of like hardware. So it's very strong, but also it's still a momentary thing, so we can have it talk to a microcontroller. In the copy that Justin was alluding to, the smart bypass foot switch, like this is talking to a relay through a microcontroller. It's got your basic on-off functionality, but you can also do momentary stuff where if you press and hold, it'll come on until you let go, right? So you can kind of interject stuff in your rig, which is fun. Another feature that it has is if you don't like that, you can shut that off internally. So you can just go back to a classic foot switch. If maybe you might be a singer and you want to like step on it for like those 4 chords and let go, or maybe it just messes with you. You can shut that off. So you can go back to kind of like a traditional.
So I see in the PDF, so I see the dip switches in here, which I was about to ask about when the opportunity got here. But this is clearly what's going on there. So. A couple of dip switches assigning how that switch is going to behave, I guess, with the controller.
Yeah, so you can have the momentary on or off. It comes factory set to on. There's also a toggle switch for what we call startup. So startup switch allows you to determine if the pedal is going to be on or off when you plug it in. And the reason we did that is it's great for people that
I didn't even know that was something you could decide, but yeah, okay.
Well, because it's a microcontroller, though, it's not. Of course, it's not always on or off. It's whatever the controller decides. Yeah.
The best application for that is actually the person that has a looper, like a switcher board, so that your pedal, when you turn on your whole pedal board, that pedal is just going to be on. Exactly. Kind of like a Boss pedal. I'm pretty sure Boss pedals fire up in the on state.
I think they do. I don't even own a Boss pedal at the moment, I think. Maybe we'll have to fix that.
So
nice. That's cool. That's very cool.
Yeah, and the last feature for it, it's not really on the foot switch, but we kind of refer to it in the copy. It has failsafe for the power, so if you were playing and you lose power to it, it'll revert to bypass.
Awesome.
So it won't come back on and blow everybody out. Yeah.
Yeah, and just in general, like if you were to lose power, it's going to bypass, and because when you're playing live, the worst thing to do is not be making noise.
I've unplugged it, and now I'm back into my neural. And it deactivates the switch. That's the other thing about some pedals, is even when they're unpowered, if you click the switch, it may mute.
It would engage the circuit, right? So it would interrupt with a dead circuit.
Yeah. And we're back, baby. Oh, yeah, dude. Awesome, dude.
Hell yeah, dude.
I always forget about the momentary stuff, and like, it's not a thing I expect on a drive pedal, which is, my fault. 100%. Like, I'm gonna have to like try some clever ways to like use that, basically, to interject things because I've written riffs and songs and stuff in original bands over the years where it's like you want this like big bang moment, but then dancing on the pedal board for a second is complicated when you're trying to also coordinate the timing of the music very briefly. So yeah. What else is on like the playbook for Foxcatcher V2?
I think we hit the biggest things for it. So far the feedback has my favorite feedback has been, I love the big knob. That's just
the big knob. Yeah.
Yeah, people I appreciate that people are like enjoying our aesthetic, since I know it's not necessarily something that everybody's going to point out or notice. Like we try to have a form factor for a lot of stuff. Like even the gain toggle there that you have, Derek, the gain icons match what the Kingpin does. So they have like the low, medium, high. Yeah. So it's kind of like if we're going to have a pedal with a toggle that has a gain on it, we'll use those toggles. Kind of have like a universal thing going on.
It gives the brand and the product some notoriety, like some confidence, I think. Mm-hmm. Like it's got a little bit of like an established thing that people can rely on. Even if like the average pedal buyer is probably not going to say, oh, those are the same icons that are on the Kingpin. But it does have this like kind of subtle thing about it that just unifies the whole experience, whether you kind of realize it or not. So, I think you guys have always been nailing that for sure. The aesthetic thing, like it's not important, but it is important. It's this like super niche area of the guitar verse. Pedals, like we want them to look cool, but they definitely don't need to. But it's great when they do.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like it's art under your feet, and sometimes it's cool. Yeah. And it also kind of is an identity for people that play it too, So
for sure.
there's that aspect too, you know. So
yeah, I think a lot of people, this is why the gear conversation remains so white hot all the time, is because people wrap up their personal identities in their collection of gear, right? In the stuff that they use, that they've curated over a lifetime. I say this as someone who also does this. Like, it is, I don't know, just as you continue down this road, it feels like, okay, like, what are the things that are really sticking around and what are the ones that may not in the long term? And that just keeps like narrowing and narrowing and narrowing the longer I'm in this. But yeah, awesome, dude.
Yeah, we're really happy with it. Like I said, we spent a lot of time on it. The main goal was just keep like the core sounds and essence of the original sounds there, but just kind of expand upon it, not make it into its own thing. Just kind of turn it to 11, if you will. And we're really happy with also how we did it.
I think you should be. It's awesome. I think I said this on the last episode. I think if you are a V1 owner, there is room in your collection for both and to serve a different purpose, I think.
Sure.
Like they certainly have a lot of overlap, obviously, but I think it doesn't feel like, oh, the V2 is out, let me get rid of my V1 and upgrade. It's not an upgrade. It's like it's somehow they can both peacefully coexist, you know? So
yeah.
So now what happens with Foxcatcher V1?
Still in production? Or
yeah, it's kind of like, I think we have like maybe the last few units available, and we'll probably be having them on sale. So if people do want that one, they could go get it. It's just going to have, I guess, a quiet sunset, you know, to it. Right. So that's just going to probably be how it is. But like you said, they could live in the same space on the same board because they do different things.
They do.
I think, the V1, you know, had 9 years in the sun.
That's a long time.
Yeah, and so I guess keeping that lineage going is really nice too. I mean, we didn't realize it was kind of right in front of us too, because we were doing like we did a white version of it, we did a fusion series version of it, we did all this stuff. And for anybody that likes that nerd stuff, I did an entire Foxcatcher history video. That's on our YouTube channel and on our website. You can kind of see. I go through every version of Fox, like the first 100 were a different finish, then the Gen 2 finish, the white ones, the fusion ones that we did, all the way through up until this one. I talk about the breadboard, I talk about the artwork, the knife I have in front of me, that the artwork came from, all that type of stuff. So any of the listeners like nerding out on kind of like behind the scenes, you know, making of thing, go check that out. But I guess this is the next line in the Foxcatcher lineage, and you know, we're excited for it to be here, and you know, just keep it going, because like I said at the beginning, it had a name for it in the overdrive space, which is really, really hard, I think, to have at least a recognizable.
It's smart to leverage that. Like, it's you have to. You'd be silly to pack that away at this point, you know.
Yeah. I think ultimately it was a better decision for us too. You know, we had to actually like make a cognitive effort to just like, you know what, let's put aside the quote more creative aspect and just continue the lineage of a thing that was already creative and artistic and had something going for it.
We were just saying on the last episode, like, just because a new piece of gear comes out does not mean the old one sounds worse suddenly. It sounds as good as it always did.
Yeah.
And so it's that thinking about like pedal hardware, of course, in that space is a little bit different, but I think in a good way. Like you're saying, let's keep what works and change what is maybe worth experimenting with. It's not that the gravity bomb didn't work in the Foxcatcher. There's nothing in the V1 that doesn't work, I think. But yeah, it's like a distilled, more focused reimagination.
Yeah, it's definitely a very focused. Well, I feel like it's a very focused product, you know, for its control layout, how we achieved everything hardware wise, and we're really happy with how it turned out.
Good, you should be. It's great. Congratulations on the launch.
Spectacular.
I'm excited to be part of it. Excited to have you here as always. I need to wrap up this show because I got a baby to feed. So as much as I want to keep talking about the Foxcatcher and keep playing it, I actually truly haven't played much guitar in the last while because obviously I've been busy. So, but now I'm like, oh, damn it. Now I really want to just keep playing guitar. So maybe I'll carve out some time tomorrow. But anyway, shall we? Shall we wrap this shit up?
Well, right. So thanks, Alex, for hanging out and discussing and you know,
and being being a pal and a guy and a dude. Yeah,
being a tone control.
Yeah.
And thanks everybody. So congratulations on you all killing it on the giveaway riff off thing. It was cool, and I liked how it came out. I think that was the best one we've done. And so we'll have to focus on them not just being heavy metal bands and stuff in the future, because these come out good.
So congratulations, Eric, on your win. We'll put up the poll and stuff and other details in the giveaways channel in Discord to vote on a swag pack winner. Mm-hmm. And then when we're ready for the next giveaway, you will certainly hear about it. And looking forward to that.
Looking forward to it. And we'll have links to Foxcatcher and to the video especially. I think that'd be a good thing. We'll throw a link in the show notes. So check that out if you haven't already, and you probably have already, because if you're listening to this show, you might not be an idiot. So, wow! Don't everybody jump on that. So anyway, thanks to the patrons who make these fun things possible. And who are those friggin'? Oh, my button worked. Look at that. Who are those people? Thanks everybody for listening. The patrons who support the show are the Michaelorian, Sorden Gummer.
Gumner.
Ford Bilbrew, Carson Ricketts, Matthew Fenslaw, Ryzen Wolf, Beagow 69420, Grogu D2, Sean Wright of Lollygagger Effects, Stephen P.
Why are you stumbling over Stephen P?
Because I'm looking for something to be wrong about it, and it's nothing wrong. Okay, and you can call me Alric. Thanks, guys, and see you next time, I guess. So,
see you next time. Bye, Alex.
Bye.